Interrupt our conversation anytime when it's not about
Yes.
bridge. Or
Yes.
Yeah.
So welcome back, everybody. We are here for the finals of the World Championships in Veldhoven. So this is the last day of coverage for the tournament. I'm joined here by Eliran Argelazi again, as well as Robert Todd again, and Tracey Bauer again. So a familiar crew. Thank you all for being here. In many cases, bright and early. So yes.
Tracy
Thanks,
doesn't
Adam.
sleep. Tracy doesn't sleep.
I do sleep. I usually try to go to bed on the early side. I get, my mind gets going and so many projects to work on. It's exciting.
Yes. Yes. It's awesome. So, just a quick recap of where we are. We have we're going to be covering, I believe, USA2 Denmark in the finals. Since great to be able to root for a USA team, and I don't believe they're showing the U16s on Viewgraph this year. Hopefully, maybe sometime in the future they will. But for right now, it's understandable. So right now, in the under 26s, it looks like Netherlands has come out to a pretty sizable lead over Singapore. Israel is up a little bit against Poland. They lost. Looks like they lost 11 on the first board of the last set, but hopefully they can hold off a charge there. In the under 21s, we have USA 2 is up by 36 against Denmark, and Israel is leading over China here as well. So seems like it's a good day for Israelis so far. Poland is trailing France small. Very low scoring match there in the women's. And Netherlands Norway is kind of a blowout.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
In the U16s, which this is their final quarter. So this is they are only playing 3 quarters each day. And so Estonia USA1 is tied, and USA2 Poland USA2 is trailing by about 22 M's with 13 boards to play. So hopefully they can pick it up a bit and pull out a win there. And finally, the U31s, we have France is leading Belgium, and India is leading China small. So, having run through all of that at a whirlwind pace, we'll go ahead and jump over to BBO. I think we should hopefully be getting names in just a second, and we'll be able to follow along.
So what's the scoring at the moment at the USA2 against Denmark?
So USA2 is up. These are backwards. They always seem to have them backwards when it's shown here, but I believe that the scoring is USA has 87, Denmark has 51.
Okay.
And so should hopefully get names there in a second for the other table, and then we will jump into it. All right, so we'll go over and watch this table, since this has a couple familiar names. And so I guess a little bit about the players. Both Haas and Pak, we got to actually see them on stream for a few minutes yesterday and chat with them a bit. Both of their dads were apparently best friends in college, and then taught their kids, and now they are best friends and play bridge together too, which is very cool. And then North is Christian Larman, who's had a good deal of success for Denmark.
Yes, a good deal.
Yes, yes, and plays regularly at U.S. Nationals, and is has a flair for showmanship.
Yeah, yes.
And so we see on this first board, East West have found their way to 3-0, missing the 5-3 heart fit, where Slam would actually be quite good.
Mm-hmm.
So,
How the bidding went?
yeah, so it was
Okay.
a diamond, a spade, 2 diamonds, 2 hearts, 3-0. So I think East was a little bit worried that perhaps 2-0 Trump was not forcing. So this
It
might
wasn't
be
quite so clear how forcing 2 hearts was. So
right, exactly. because if two hearts is not all, if two hearts was, let's say, just a one round force, is 2-no forcing, is 2-no not, it's not clear. And so, I certainly understand the desire to be practical and just bid 3-no, and some of the time you'll still survive. But today they missed a pretty reasonable slam. Not,
This is a good auction for having reverse Flannery, so that you would have both 2 and 3 hearts forcing bids over 2 diamonds.
Yes.
So if those were both forcing, maybe 3 hearts from West would be a call that might get you there.
Right. Well, really, you need to be able to show the 5-5.
Right. If 3 hearts was 5-5 and forcing, then.
Right. And East will look at their hand, and even though it's sort of a mixed, it's a little bit scattered in the minors, the ace, queen, third of hearts, and stiff jack of spade, both are, pretty powerful cards and might have done them well. So we'll see how the other room handles that. And so here we have what looks to be a fairly normal 1-no all pass, unless West. Would you open the West hand in third seat?
Me, yeah, yes.
I like it as well when we are like green against red.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and Haas definitely agrees with that. I think this is just good enough to where I would, but with this spade suit quality, I'm not I'm not really tripping over myself to.
Yeah. I'm not thrilled about it as well because of those spades.
Yes,
but still.
But Pak has done fantastic here to lead a club, assuming that West can work out to shift, right? Because the spade through the ace jack third into the king 10 might actually scare Declarer a little bit here if he's not careful.
Yeah, still looks like East West got some communication problems.
A hard
Set up the spade suit.
Right, exactly. Like even if Declarer does, the only time when this would be a problem is if Declarer. I mean, really, the suit is just blocked. But yeah, and we have East Pak's dad in the chat here. I wish he'd led the 8 of clubs instead of the 2. And it's a fair point, though, is that with this sort of hand where you're not really sure what you want the defense, what direction you want to take the defense, where you're leading from a pretty bad holding, there's a lot to be said for leading a sort of second highest to tell partner that you don't have honors and don't have values in that suit, versus leading lowest, where now partner is going to play you for cards in the suit.
Yeah, leading second highest helps partner plan the defense better, visualize what honors you might hold.
Mm-hmm. Yes, today he could work it out no problem, and so.
By the way, it can also help the declarer, of course, if we lead appropriately, let's say second, fourth. So even like switching it from time to time to just to disguise declarer a bit can be like a nice move to do from time to time. But of course, we want to help our partner most of the times.
Right. And so here, declarer will probably try a diamond to the king, hoping that. So now he's actually built another trick for East. So he'll cash the hearts, and East will have the last 2 with the ace of diamonds and 10 of clubs, or I guess 2 of the last 3, I should say. So they'll make exactly 1-no trump.
How would the defense have gone on the jack of diamonds shift at trick 2? The spots get very interesting at that point.
It's true, although there's. West only gets in once more to shoot a diamond through, and.
But I'm thinking about what are north south's. I guess they have 4, 5.
Yeah, I mean they have the same 7 winners pretty much. It's pretty hard to stop them from taking 7 tricks here, especially with the spades as they are.
I guess a heart lead would have been best here, maybe.
Well, it doesn't give anything up, but it also doesn't clearly gain all that much, right?
Yeah. I mean, forcing Declare to do the work on their own, they'd probably get the clubs right, though, for a trick.
Right. I mean, they don't really have any choice, right? They're going to leave the queen of clubs out of their hand and then play a club to the 9. And when that works, okay, great. Problem solved, right?
Right.
So yeah, this should be kind of a quiet one no making, and yeah. So I guess. So one of the.
Did you watch? Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
Did you watch any segments of this final at the morning? Maybe your.
No, I was soundly asleep.
Okay.
Yeah. Me too.
Yes. Have you been watching?
You?
Yeah, so I've been watching the last set of Singapore against the Dutch. The Dutch just blitz all over, and they just like played perfectly almost to gain this massive lead against them.
Wow. Yeah. No, the Dutch have had a very good week, and they play very solidly, and it's often it's tough to gain a lot of ground when your opponents don't give you room to work with, right? So we see in the other room 3-0 was a push. In fact, the other room also played 3-0. So that was a bit of a missed opportunity from both sides, but yes. So here in 3-0, the play is a little bit interesting, but South having the King Jack of Hearts doubleton will probably alleviate Declarer's concerns. So on this 1-0, 3-0 auction, North has sort of a guess as to what to lead. They don't have very many high cards. They don't really have a long suit. What do you guys think you would lead from North?
Yeah, so usually like in this kind of auction, when it goes like 1-0 trump as 3-0 trump, or 2-0 trump as 3-0 trump, you want to lead a major suit. Like when you know that the opponent that could ask for a major did not do it, so it means that we mostly have like 6 cards in the majors. So mostly you want to lead a major suit, maybe to hit a partner suit or something. So I don't know. I guess I would lead the heart because I got 3 hearts and 2 spades, but. Yeah, here you got it right, I guess, right?
Yeah, I think maybe I'm not sure if that notification was on your end or maybe that was my computer having a time.
Don.
Wow, what a lead Lerman got.
Okay, I think we're okay. Hopefully. But it looks like we may be okay, but Declarer is not. They took a club finesse rather than a heart finesse, and so now because of this spade lead, they lost a trick to the danger hand.
Yes,
and that of course is well. They can kind of tell that it's a danger hand, right? Because the 9 of spades looks pretty suspicious.
Do we know if North South plays coded 10s and 9s? That could be they could have thought it was ace 10 9.
It's very possible, but if that's the case, I think they should have actually played the Queen of Spades from dummy.
I agree.
Because
I think they probably should have no matter what, right?
Exactly. Because if it's from ace 10-9 or honor 10-9, then the Queen of Spades will hold, and then they're taking finesses into what is now the safe hand. And if it doesn't hold, if South wins the ace, for example, now it gives us a chance to hold up in the spade suit and to make sure that we retain control. So
I mean, West did the very natural thing, right, of ducking it around to their honor. When somebody leads something, it's often right to, play second hand low and try to score both of your cards. But I think it's a good example of planning your entire play, right? If you realize you're going to be finessing into North, you may want to play differently at trick one than just playing second hand low.
Yes. Exactly. And so, I think this is one where you sort of, the non-intuitive play is winds up being correct, and is kind of an instructive sort of danger hand slash like suit combination type situation, that by playing the queen, you cover, when you're taking all of the finesses into North, where you have to, cover your bases there.
Yeah, I'll add something more. I think that he played it too fast. I mean, in these kind of situations, you get a lot of time during the match. Like, they're playing almost 2 hours for 14 boards. So I guess I will take like even 2 or 3 minutes just to think about the hand, think how it plays out, sees like, if I play this, what's gonna happen? If I play that, what's gonna happen? So I might have taken a longer time to figure out all the situations, and then maybe we'll come up with a winning queen of spades from dummy. But it's not an easy one, but yeah, like he needs to take the time over there.
Ellie, your phone notifications seem to be getting passed through somehow. Not sure.
Okay. Now, can you hear me better now?
Yes, although it comes when you get a chat or a message that it seems to be coming through to the stream, which comes through loudly and unpleasantly. So hopefully we can.
Okay. I shut everything down.
Okay.
So what I'm just saying that it should have taken some more time.
Yes, Tracey.
Yeah, they're not hearing it on the stream. They're not hearing it. I also heard it. There was a little beep. It just turning off the notifications always helpful.
Okay. Cool. That's great. Because I guess the things that make it through from Zoom onto OBS and Twitch, it's yes, exactly. Okay, cool. Then that's good at least. Try not to deafen stream viewers. So here, they had a.
Returning to Eliran's comment, though, we see this in all long events, whether it's the Spin Gold or the Vanderbilt or these things. The bridge in the semifinals and finals isn't exactly your best bridge in the world, right? I mean, the players are often very exhausted, and I suspect this is some of the longest events for many of these players as well, especially in the U16s and U21s. Though this table might be more experienced than some. So that the kind of mistake Declare made earlier, I think, is a tired mistake.
A little bit, yeah. It's one that, given some thought and given sort of once you realize that you're going to have to finesse into the North hand multiple times, right? You sort of you get there in the end. So here we see Declare played a diamond to the 8. Forcing the ace, and so now the diamond position will be no mystery to Declare, and should be able to safely play another diamond and duck it. And because he has the King of Clubs control, there's I guess a little bit of a guess there, but. It's a guess for making 3 versus 4, not making 2 versus 3. So had East had the King Jack 10 fourth of diamonds, Declare, if they ducked this, East would have been able to win the diamond and clear clubs. Still, before Declare built the diamond trick. So there was a little bit of a guess at this trick, but because Declare started with 4 spades, two hearts, and four spades, two hearts. I think I figured out, by the way, the buzzing was actually me. My phone managed to turn itself off of silent mode, and it it was making loud, terrible noises in my headphones, and thankfully in no one else's headphones. So sorry, Ellie, for blaming you
All
for
good.
this. It happened. It happened that it happened the first two times you were talking. Yes, I'm just like me to blame everyone else for my own mistakes.
I was gonna say, right? I just like you, my partner, right?
Yes. So I have throw this in the chat real quick, and that was to the table, not the chat, but okay. And so this is a ambitious two spade overcall, but I
vulnerability is your friend, right? And spot cards.
Wow.
Well, yes and no. Partner is also going to stretch to save and to bid more, right? At this vulnerability. So, we kind of, while we can go out on a limb a little bit, we can't necessarily, our partner will also be being aggressive here. So, somebody has to be, what we'll call the straight man, right? In the partnership.
Right. So
Yeah.
it's interesting, though, the declare might not get this right, thinking spades are 6-1 now.
True.
May not cash both their spades before.
You
Tackling.
still play the ace pawn dummy at first. So.
Yes.
Right. Well, and mostly, they're probably just gonna, with the double, this is gonna, it's about, they know that hearts are not splitting for them, right? West, maybe they doubled on some high cards, but they're pretty sure that hearts are splitting poorly. So I think if I'm declarer, I might actually just win the ace of spades and play the queen of hearts, hoping that maybe hearts are 4-1 and I can smother a heart on or an east.
You also might play clubs, yes, and then eventually play diamond, diamond, diamond rough and try to end play West.
Yeah, I guess I'm not so sold that West has to have all of these hearts, all of these hearts necessarily.
That's true.
And so if I'm thinking about how I'm going to tackle this hand, my heart spots are good enough to where if I can smother one of the, if I can smother a singleton something in East, I might be able to get away with losing two hearts, two clubs, and maybe a spade. Right.
Okay, I think that you can get a feel about it, about let's say from West, how he doubles, how quick he double, and how we and maybe their style during the match all over. So maybe you can get a feel about how the heart split.
A little bit, and
Or
I
how do
guess
you know your opponent?
Right. Well, it's also worth noting that North and East are screen mates. So South and West are screen mates as well, meaning that the person whose dummy is the one who was sort of they bid four hearts and saw it go double, and the question is perhaps was this a double heard around the world?
Yeah.
But so it looks like Declarer is going to be able to strip out all of the things that are not hearts, and rather than trying to pin a heart card, they've managed to basically take away all of West's non heart cards. So now in this ending, they'll get the bad news, but West will win this and return the 2, and then they'll have the King Jack 10 to smother the queen and the dummy.
Well, yeah, you're certainly going to play a diamond off the dummy, right? I guess.
Well, no. I mean, you
when they return the 2, it doesn't matter, right? So,
right?
yeah.
If you play the 9 instead of 5, would it help a bit? From dummy?
Yeah.
No, it winds up being the same, because once he plays the 9, then the 10 and 8 are equivalent, right?
Yeah.
And to the point in chat, double herd round the world doesn't work anymore since touch screens are pretty quiet. That is true. You'd have to really like kind of go all the way up and do a little animation with your touching of the touch screen. But this is not a poor contract, not a poor auction, just a bad split. I would actually think this might be duplicated in the other room.
Yeah,
Probably not the auction, but the result could easily be duplicated. Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
I would like one spade by East, not two spades, of course, but, it looks like 4 hard is the doubled is the contract to be.
Yeah. Well, and this auction was perhaps even a little bit more difficult. Imagine if it goes a heart, a spade, 2 spades, pass 3 hearts, pass 4 hearts, where the opponents now North has sort of limited themselves a little bit, right? Now it feels even better to double this.
Yeah.
So we see Denmark picked up 13 as the other table played in 3-0 and did get it right. I'm not sure whether they faced the same lead. Let me have a look at that. I can pull that up real quick. So it looks like they did face the same lead, and they did well. They played the queen from the dummy, as we talked about.
Nice.
And so that they didn't even bother to duck a spade, which I think they probably should duck one more round, but then they took the club finesse, and now that the hands were severed, they even tried to get to partner with hearts, and of course that was no use. So well done to the Danish declarer in the other room for getting this spade position correct and getting 13 imps for their trouble. So.
Yeah, as you said, Adam, declarer should also duck the jack of spades just in case the suit splits 5-2 when North got 5 spades 10-9 5 times. So now we just ruin their communication when you're ducking again the jack of spades.
Exactly. That's a good point. Is that the 9 might have been, let's say 10, like you said, 10-9 fifth, some sort of second best lead where you're still blocking the suit just in a slightly different way, right? So here we see West was maybe a little bit aggressive, choosing to make what looks like a game force here. So this 3-0 will be pretty doomed, seeing as the defense has 2 spades, 3 hearts, and a club.
Mm-hmm.
And declarer only has 7 winners.
How did they reach there?
So West chose to bid 2 spades over 2 clubs, which feels like it's a little bit much when we have this sort of misfit, and when partner would have bid a spade if they had 4 spades, right?
Yeah.
So I think West might have tried something like 3 diamonds to show sort of an invitational hand with diamonds, and East might have still shot out 3-0, not unreasonable, but at least then we wouldn't have necessarily forced our way there, so much as I guess crawled our way there. But it's interesting.
Most of the pairs are playing that 2 diamond now is just a constructive bid, right? Like 9-11 or something like that.
You mean like 1 club, 2 diamonds?
1 club, 1 diamond, 2 clubs, 2 diamonds. Like we correct partner from 2 clubs from his probably 6-card suit to 2 diamonds. So usually it's like showing like a constructive hand, 9-11. So let's say now if partner have like singleton diamond, we are in a really bad shape playing 3-0 trump. So I guess that's.
It's actually, I would say, not all that common in the U.S. to treat it that way. Usually the those auctions tend to be more like I have weak, long, whatever in this suit, and because we don't use the direct 2 diamonds for that. But essentially, if you have a direct 1 club 2 diamonds as hey, this is a weak jump shift, then you do sort of benefit from being able to do something like this. Or you could also just force the weak hands to pass is another possibility.
Pass? What is that?
Right. So Jin in the chat says Sam and Michael play one club, two diamonds direct as a strong jump shift. So that definitely it limits the options a little bit there. That you kind of need two diamonds to still be the weaker hand. So it's interesting that Larman didn't play his hearts from the top down, right? It looks like he's played the 5 and then the 7 rather than the 8 and then the 7. But because he's winning the last heart anyway, he knows that his side has the setting trick of the ace of spades. In a situation where he was not going to win the fourth trick, he would want to be using his his heart spots to give suit preference, so that partner could know, hey, I have a spade card, and could safely shift away from the king. Because of course, if you got this wrong and didn't cash right now, you weren't getting the spades. So
yes.
And so, yes, of course, we chose the fast table as usual. So always good, because then we watch this table fly through the boards a bit, and then go over to the other table and watch them sort of play through them there. So nice to have. So. Have you guys? I guess Ellie, you've played a few of these finals matches, right? Like,
oh yeah, definitely.
Yes. Like,
yes.
How are the players feeling at this point? Are they tired, dead, etc.?
So yeah, I played 2 of those. One in 2006, the under 20. It was in Thailand, Bangkok. We played, I think it was Latvia in the finals. They beat Poland in the semis. We were pretty much like cruising along the way. We played 6 segments. So after the 5th one, they were like quitting. So for us, it was like just another day in the office. But let's say we played also Thomas Bessis in France in 2010. It was pretty much amazing match, because we were playing them. We were like they were like our nemesis. They won the European Championship. We were second, and then we came here 1 year after to Philadelphia 2010. They were also going on the nationals back then. So from what I remember, we like started really good against them. They were like broken mentally after 3 segments. We were like up 70 imps, and then everything on the last segment, everything went their way. And they did some crazy stuff, especially Thomas. Everything just worked for them, and it was just the last board when it came to our way for the win. So, from what I remember, it's a lot of mental strength to be at, and yeah, you need to take it just like one card and one beat at a time, playing your best, and everything can happen till the last board. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I mean, even huge deficits is pretty. Can be quite hard. Can be quite doable to overcome. We missed a little bit of action here. We were chatting, as it turns out, as East chose to bid 3-0 over a spade, which seems quite reasonable, and Larman decided to stick in a double, looking at pretty good spade spots. Queen 9-8-7 is a little shaky, but he has some scattered values. Partner opened the bidding and is vulnerable. This got his partner off to a spade lead, which is fairly good. The challenge is that they need to get diamonds going right now, or they're not going to have enough tricks potentially. So if South probably can work out that North is doubling on spade length, and I guess it's a question of whether they play partner for 3 diamonds, where they return a diamond, or where they play more passively and, let's say, exit a heart and try to prevent Declarer from getting an extra diamond trick. And Declarer is really going to be struggling here, right? Even if they can establish a third spade trick. They have 3 spades, 2 hearts, a club, maybe a diamond, but they're going to be coming up pretty short here, I think.
Can we review this auction, Adam? What was the auction here?
Yeah, so it was a diamond, a spade, pass, 3-no trump. Yeah, West is a little bit light for their spade overcall, but not, you do have ace, king, 10, 5th. Like, it's not not too out there. And East had, a hand that was good enough to where, they don't really want to, even opposite partners' worst overcall, we probably at least have some prayer in 3-no.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I like that bid, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I like that 3-no trump bid, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And today, it, of course, won't work out great, but interestingly, given that South shifted to a club, South is actually letting Declarer play all of these things and keep them on lead while playing tricks.
Quite,
so this might actually be rather interesting. The heart position is pretty unfriendly for Declarer too, with the Queen Jack.
Shifting
9.
to the 10 of clubs might have worked out better today.
Yeah, but that's pretty scary.
It is scary. Partner hasn't have the 8, so.
Well, I mean, right, and partner might have had the Queen of clubs, right? Where now we shifted the 10 and blow up the club suit instead of.
Yeah. By the way,
So-
Lerman maybe could help a bit by playing the 9 of spade first trick,
Yes,
like indicating his pattern to switch to a heart.
that's exactly right. And in fact, I think that's probably why his partner shifted to a club. Is he looked at the 7 of spades and said, okay, partner has to have higher spades than that. So this, if absent any other information, this really seems like they want me to play a club.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think Larman definitely should have played the 9 of spades here.
So we have a question from our audience. Why 3-no trump rather than spades? And then somebody else asked about what would you shift to at trick 2?
Those are both very good questions. I'll give you guys a crack at them.
Well, 3-no, I'll handle 3-no. The King Jack 3rd of diamonds is not a holding you're all that excited about putting down on the dummy. So you're, by bidding 3-no, you're protecting that and having the lead come into you as opposed to through you. There might be an argument for starting with the Q bid and then bidding 3-no as sort of a choice of games action, but just slamming 3-no on the table is a pretty practical thing to do.
Yeah, and as for the shift, we talked about it before. South got some dilemma what to play. He can play heart, diamond, club. Diamond's King Jack marked in East End after his 3-no trump bid. So I guess it's a little bit, we are eliminating this option. So we left with heart in the club. And because partner played the 7 of spade and not the 8 or the 9 of spade, maybe the club seems better for us.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I think the 3-no bid is a practical one where you kind of know that if you don't do it, you're going to wrong side the contract, and so now Declarer is going to try to build their club trick, but now this diamond has kind of threatened Declarer now. As long as South is careful not to cash more diamonds, now Declarer can't really afford to give North the lead because they'll put a diamond through and then lose a bunch of tricks. So Declarer kind of has to just cash out here, and they'll take 2 spades, 2 hearts, 2 clubs, and a diamond for down 2.
Yeah,
Do you think they're going to hope that that South has Jack 4th of or Queen? I guess if you need to have Queen Jack 4th of hearts for any sort of end to happen.
So So East was still trying to maybe make the contract. I guess I would be pretty wary about this because you know that North has another diamond, and a diamond is coming through, right? Like you know that they're about to return a diamond and cash a bunch of diamond tricks in your face. In fact, had South pitched a heart, they might and Declare done this, they might have even been able to cash more. But now this looks like Declare, rather than going 2 down, will be 3 down. And they might have had a chance to cash the Ace King of Spades, cash the King of Hearts, and lead a heart, and maybe some of the time South would err and not unblock the Queen of Hearts, or they would be able to to still sort of get by on a
right. I think legitimately South would have to have Queen Jack fourth for that play to work, right? But
yes,
but it's possible. So I mean,
absolutely. So
doesn't feel like it would cost actually to make that play. I guess you squeeze yourself on the. No, you don't. No squeezing. You're fine.
Not really. No. I mean,
yeah, no,
you're squeezing yourself out of losers anyhow.
Yeah.
Like.
So guys, I just want to make a note on board 4. We failed to make the 3-no trump in the other room, and the score is much closer now in this match.
Yes, thank you. Let's have a look.
And about to be even closer after this result.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So it looks like they did lead a club, and they cleared clubs. Okay. There we go. Oh, I see. They played it from the other side, and they got a heart lead. Which at our table they didn't lead a heart because they were worried about dummy having bid Stamen. But a heart lead played from the other side. Now Declarer has a little bit of timing issues, and they don't get that third club trick, so they can only take 4 spades, 2 hearts, and 2 clubs, and the defense can potentially get other things going. In time. So a bit of a win for opening the 14.1 no trump in this case, to have sided it, as well as the follow-on. So we have 2 800s at this table so far, one in each direction.
Wow.
And
it's gonna be exciting for you the last match,
Yeah.
the last segment. Yeah.
It should be. I as much as I enjoy exciting broadcasting, I have my own bias, of course, is that it would not be exciting, but in the good way. But
I agree.
Yes. But certainly it should.
Adam, you brought up the 14-point no trump there. Certainly the trend is towards, lighter and lighter no trumps, not super light, but, moving from 16 to 18 to 15 to 17 to a good 14 to 17 to 14 to 16 for, I would say, most players of your generation, at least not vulnerable. It does seem that there's a frequent siding win for those 14-point hands. I feel like those are important things.
Yeah, I think it depends. It really depends on the 14 count, right? That some 14s are very positional and really benefit from opening a no trump. Other 14s, like this West hand, are not that positional, right? We sort of have one right in front of us, right? This is not as positional of a 14 with your holdings in the majors, but
yes,
it's such a rebid problem. You have a good 5-card suit, it's still very much something that you're happy to open with a no trump.
Almost the preemptive no trump too. You might preempt them out of a major suit contract.
Yes. So here, this 2 diamonds. I'm not entirely sure what North South are playing. It seems like North might have shown hearts in a minor if they had that available.
Maybe diamonds in the major, like a
that's
Dawn
true.
style.
That's true.
Don't remark well.
Yes, that would make sense. So I can probably pull it up. Have system cards here. So, of course, South has their own major. So 2 spades here. Just it's I shouldn't be pass or correct. I don't think. It should really just say I have my own major. Go away, kind of. And East might have chosen to back in with a double to show some values. Equal white is a really nice time to be competing because certainly at match points and even at IMS, because when you're wrong, you're only going for 50 a trick, and even if they were in a bad spot themselves, they were only going 50 a trick. So the upside of competing and getting to declare is a little bit more specifically at equal white than even, let's say, white red or red white, because in these situations where you don't know whose hand it is, the fact that both sides would be 50 a trick really kind of sways things at least a little bit in favor of being more aggressive when you're competing. Interesting. So it seems like they play that 2 clubs is both majors, 2 diamonds is a weak hand with a major, and 2 major is a stronger overcall with the major. So they don't have a way to show a major minor. This just showed a major with a weaker hand, and South chose to bid 2. I guess in that context, perhaps it's South's bid is a little bit less clear because you pretty much know your partner has hearts. 5 or 6 of them.
So what would you have done with the East hand in different situations? Would you have acted over 2 diamonds, and would you have acted over 2 spades? And is this opposite 15 to 17 or 14 to 16?
Yeah. So I think Ellie, actually, why don't you?
Okay, so let's say if after 2 diamonds double is like showing points, I think I would just use it, right? But some players are playing double as just like a transfer or some stuff like that. Over 2 spades pass, I'm not pretty sure I would have doubled. Maybe, I don't know. It's close one. That partner gonna take it out for 3 minor probably, and maybe we're gonna play in like 4 free fit in diamonds. So maybe defending 2 spades could be better. It's pretty close. I don't know what I would have done, really. But yeah, definitely we want to show our hand, to show the points for partner, and compete sometimes for the pass score. Yeah.
I think over 2 spades, it sounds like North has hearts and South has spades. So it sounds like to me, partner has at most 5. It's like 3-2 in the majors, right? So that feels very likely. That maybe North could have had 6 hearts and the partner is. So I mean it's interesting if that's the case, then we do have a minor suit fit. Either they're 4-4 or 5-3. So
right. Well, and so that definitely suggests trying to take action, and at least with an 8 card fit, your opponents probably have at least 1 8 card fit. That suggests probably bidding out. And it looks like they didn't quite get the cash out right here. So this will wind up being, making 5. They could, of course, hold declarer to 9 tricks because they do have 4 winners to cash, and perhaps if they were in game, they might have paid more attention to that rather than hoping to.
If you do compete, do you think South bids 3 hearts now, having shown their spades and now knowing their partner has hearts? I mean, the auction gets it even more interesting then.
Yeah. Sounds reasonable.
Yeah, that seems right, and I think North might even correct back to 3 spades with the Stiff Honor. It's certainly in the game. So here we see a question of, are you a 2 spade or 3 spade opener at favorable?
Even I'm a 2 spade opener with these spot cards, and I'm pretty aggressive about these things, but
not as aggressive as Kristen Larman.
That's true.
So as for these questions, 2 spades or 3 spades, it can go both way. I mean, it depends maybe sometimes your situation in the match, your opponents. like your standings in the tournament and what you want to achieve. And yes, you can go both ways with these kind of hands in this vulnerability.
Yeah, I agree. It's not right or wrong. It's more of a risk analysis situation than anything else.
Yeah, I'm probably a two spade opener most of the time, but you know,
Yeah,
in
me
a
too.
pinch, like in a pinch, three seems reasonable.
And Christian started this set down a reasonable amount, and this is a pretty good action hand for bidding three spades. It feels like you're creating something without a massive amount of risk.
Well, in the south hand, you know, when your partner opens two or three spades, you know, you're kind of thinking maybe I want to introduce this heart suit, but you do have a fit. It's a little unclear whether or not, you know, some of the time when partner has two or three hearts, you'd actually much rather just play the hand in hearts, right? Because you don't have to worry about maybe some of these handling issues like we see here, where Declarer has all of these little clubs to get rid of, right?
Right.
I mean, you know, look what Declarer has all these little clubs, and they're having to rough with trump spots, right?
Yes.
So if you switch North's red suits, so that North had two hearts and one diamond, for example, now all of a sudden four hearts is starting to look a lot better, whereas four spades is struggling. Right. So Declarer is going to have a lot of work to do here. They'll rough a club, and the thing is that because East played the King of Hearts on the second heart, which is a little suspect, right? They're going to be a little worried that East only has a doubleton. So perhaps they lead the Jack of Hearts, and when it goes low, they guess correctly to pitch a club. But East can still win, play a club, and then they can actually get a trump promotion to take three spade tricks along with a club. So the defense has to be a little accurate and a little bit careful here. But this spade position now, with Declarer having roughed with two of the important spade honors, is pretty unfriendly for Declarer.
So Adam, you prefer three hearts bid with south hand, right?
Over two spades, yes, I think I'm a three heart bidder. Over three spades, I think it's a lot harder. I would bid four heart. I would bid four spades over three.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think you can bid.
No.
You really have no choice other than four spades over three spades, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Exactly. But over two, you actually have at least a little bit more of a chance to maybe discover what's going on. So here we go. Declarer is having to did manage to guess this situation, but now the defense can actually respond by cashing their club, and then that last heart is actually going to give East a trump promotion as long as they are careful. And that, however, is I think they can still survive though, right? Because
10 of hearts, pitch a club. Oh, right.
The heart is not good, but they have to lead a spade honor out of their hand, and so now that they've taken out all of the entries from dummy, West can safely and without worry play the Queen of Hearts and give partner a trump promotion. So they need to be careful here.
Clubs, yeah.
Right, like they need to pitch on this diamond, right? Because they know that they're.
Woo!
Wait. Doesn't really matter, right?
It doesn't.
Now he can exit low.
Right, he could exit low, but I'm not sure that you.
Oh, now over the Queen of Hearts, Declarer can just pitch a club, right? He should cash the Ace of Club and come back to Queen of Hearts.
So okay, so Declarer did not exit low, but now he has to be really careful. He has to cash the Ace of Clubs before playing the Queen of Hearts.
Now he has to play the Queen of Hearts. Yes.
Right, now he has to play the Queen of Hearts and give partner that trump promotion. There we go. Well done.
Well done.
There. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And so that nine of spades will grow up, and so good defense to beat this a trick.
And knowing Christian, he's incredibly frustrated at this moment. So
he's had a very reasonable set so far. I don't think there's rational grounds for frustration just yet. But yes,
Well,
very good defense here.
he's
to
going to be thinking, why didn't I just play the three of spades out of my hand, which is a bit double dummy, but he holds
maybe,
himself to a high standard
but
sometimes. So
yes, but
Okay, guys, I've got all my background stuff done. I just want to give you an update on our U16 teams. USA2 is at 52 against Poland at 87. And in the bronze medal match, USA just pulled ahead at 87 to 84 Estonia. So,
wow, okay.
but it's very close
So
match.
how many boards have been reported there, Tracey?
It is board 8 for the bronze medal match and board 9 for segment for the last segment here. And I'm not sure how many boards the U16s are doing.
I think
Can somebody-
it's the same 14 boards each set. It's just
Okay.
It's just one fewer set.
Okay.
And so it seems like USA2 may need a sizable comeback there, but certainly a silver medal is nothing to be sad about. So
Okay. And then, Adam, do you also want to share that we're going to have an extra guest on the next segment at the beginning of it?
yeah. So next segment we'll have Gavin Wolpert for at least some of the time, as well as Steve Weinstein and Dennis Bilda. So
Wow.
have a little
Nice.
bit of Danish representation too. Cover my bases. So should be a fun time. So here we see a hand that some people might open 2 clubs with the East hand, but because it's 2 suited and you have sort of just a very strong playing hand for both red suits, I kind of like opening it a diamond, to be quite honest.
Me too, but some people worry about losing out because the spades are higher. What are your guys' thoughts on that? How are you opening it, Robert and Ellie?
Well, sometimes
so-
there's a gadget for these hands, right? The Kokish gadget, but the hand's maybe not quite strong enough for me for that. I like to be a little stronger.
Yeah, I like one diamond opening as well.
Yeah.
Then it's much easier to show our hand, our strength.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
gave
there's
me
so
the-
many points out. If your partner passes over your diamond, you're probably not going to have a game.
Mhm.
Although here, what ends up happening, there's no game, right?
Well, I mean, here is actually a little touch and go, right? I mean, if diamonds were not 4-0, you would have a game, right?
Yeah,
but-
if they lead spades, but
Yeah. So Larman is partner bid a spade over this redouble. They Christian was probably planning to double in bid spades himself. So but he's choosing not to hang partner. And I think he'll probably compete to at least 3, but whether or not he bids 4 is maybe an open question. Certainly, if South comes in with 3 spades, he should bump it to 4. Because this one spade was under a lot of pressure, right? South had to do something.
Wow.
So
I think that Lemon, now we're gonna bid 4 for sure after partner bids 3 spades in a free bid.
You get
That's-
4 diamonds here, and now a save and 5 diamonds from East.
Yeah.
that would be a
Oh,
good
West,
choice.
I'm bidding
Yes.
4 diamonds here.
Yeah, right. I mean, I passed a diamond. Well
Yeah.
done. I passed a diamond. Partner redoubled, inviting me back into the auction, and then bid 3 diamonds after I didn't show a diamond fit. Like,
I might have bid 5 diamonds on my own. with the
Me
West.
too.
yeah, it's close. I mean, I think East is now
East
bidding
is
5 diamonds and isn't even sure whether it's a save or bidding to make.
On a spade lead, it's very close. Very close, right?
It's very definitely like the heart spots are very interesting as well on this hand, right? The 10-9 Doubleton maybe makes for a scary situation. If I'm South though, I'm leading a club on this auction. Like, I kind of want to get some roughs. Yes, I have a natural trump trick, but Declarer is also probably short in clubs, and I might actually be able to get a trump promotion for a second trump trick some of the time. So, but on a club lead, it's actually as Adam Grosick mentions in the chat, like it gets a little scary, right? Club to the queen, and if North plays the ace of clubs or something, could be a problem. But today, a 10 of hearts lead will kind of solve the mystery of the heart suit for North, which is important because these heart spots are pretty big. In fact, if Declarer leads a low heart off, you could almost forgive Christian for playing the jack and splitting.
Yeah. That's
choose a club. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't lead one, so it doesn't feel like clubs are 4-1. But I kind of would like, absent the knowledge that trumps are not splitting here, right? I kind of want to just play a heart to my king, rough at a spade, and draw trumps, right? Like some of the mucking about is a little riskier, I guess. But assuming clubs are not are oh, hello, look at this, the queen. Wow. So this queen of hearts is gonna go king 9 small. And now that 8 of hearts is going to grow up, and Declarer can now rough a spade and draw trumps, and he'll be a little disappointed when trumps go 4-0 that he's not making this.
Yeah.
Aye.
But still a good score as 4 spades makes without any problem.
Yeah.
Yes. Right, now this is still a good score, good save, and good judgment by West to bid 4 diamonds here, to sort of get their partnership into into this contract. So East has got to be pretty sad right about now, thinking that okay, I can just run my diamonds and give up a heart and I claim, but even down 1 is still quite good, because the same diamond void that means that he's going down in 5 diamonds also means they were making 4 spades. So
4 diamonds was a good bid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. And so, Declarer may not have seen the heart spots fully.
No, I think that's a mistake.
Yeah,
mistake.
I'm going to hope so, because oh, okay, maybe.
Oh. What's going on?
They're really tired. They're really tired. We talked about this. I watched the women's last year, Sweden and Turkey, and they had played so well for a few days. And on that very last day, lots of errors were happening because they were just exhausted. And if I remember correctly, the women's team, I think, was playing 4-handed at that point because we had COVID issues. And, people don't play their best on this last day after a week. Mm-hmm. So they had a push board on board 6.
And also more notably on board 5 with they pushed 800 as well.
Wow.
We missed that one too. So yes. And we'll see if they push the other 800. But
somebody in the chat said 2 wrongs make an undo.
Yes,
so. That's a perfect way of putting it. Because yes, I'm gonna guess that at some point this was just an operator thing, and that both East and North did not pitch small hearts. But so sometimes it's fun. I'll ask players afterwards, what happened on this board, or what was actually going on at the table here, and sometimes their recollection of what happened is completely different from what I just finished seeing or thinking about, and so it's but being able to actually sort of follow the action live though like this is really quite nice. So great to have BBO ViewGraph, and then to have all of this. Yes.
Yeah. And then one of our audience members are mentioning they're watching the scores over the U16, and Poland is now leading by 46 with just 2 boards to go. So it
Okay.
looks like USA2 will be taking the silver, but going in, and let's see what we're looking like for the bronze medal. And we're at 97 to 84 in the bronze medal match.
We have 97.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's the important part.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Okay. So sort of a mixed day for the U.S. and under 16s, but still a just
Very
fantastic
strong
showing
showing for
from
that
both
age group.
Yeah. Well, I mean, both teams did. I mean, and especially the USA2 team to come from I think it actually last place after like 3 rounds and a rough couple first days to make it out of the round robin and to make it to the finals is just fantastic. So
It's impressive, yeah.
Yeah, so they should still definitely be proud of themselves, and even though
Wow.
it'll be a little bit sad.
Look
to,
at Pock
sorry.
is putting his neck out there with this 3-diamond bid.
A little bit. I mean, it's sort of a
Well,
pre-balancing.
you don't know how
type-
strong South, right? But you don't know how strong South is going to be in this auction yet.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
It is a bit more of a match point bid to some extent, but it has the added benefit of getting partner off to the right lead some of the time as well.
Yes.
Which is more of a imp priority, right?
I like this bid. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, just for what you mentioned, Adam, for the lead
Yeah.
reason.
The right lead.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so West choosing to lead the king rather than low, which is I think thoughtful. But because they fear that maybe our side only has 1 diamond trick coming, and if so, since I don't really have very much in the way of values, perhaps I need to be perhaps I need to shift to something, and help partner out there. Whether or not it's the right choice today, it's not clear to me. But yeah, it's an interesting question in chat. A hypothetical: if you had the East hand and it went a heart past 2 no trump Jacoby of some sort, would you stick in a 3-diamond bid?
Yeah, I think that's more reasonable even.
Well, I
'Cause,
think the Doubleton Heart is not the greatest of holdings in that auction, but you'd prefer to have 1 or 3. But I still agree. The 10-9 of diamonds are big cards here for bidding 3 diamonds. So
yeah, the Jacoby auctions are kind of fun because you really because the opponents have such a strong fit, they often are less inclined to W. And so there are certainly people who subscribe to the school of thought that if you have King Queen Jack tight in a suit, like that's even worth considering sticking in, just for the lead directing value there. And as a result, I think a lot of people have shifted back to playing penalty doubles, or at least making it easier to penalize people because people were stepping out so much in that 4th chair. Right.
I think every time I've had a Jacoby auction against Rodwell, he's bid against me.
Mm-hmm.
Not Mecca.
I was going to say, I'm not going to mention names, but some people includes Rodwell, yes.
Yes, Rodwell just bids over these things all the time.
Yes. And so here we see East, won the 2nd diamond and try to, create a creative and probably correct low spade, hoping to give Declarer a guess or a problem. And today Declarer has both spade honors and is
here
able
it could
to...
cost him. Here it could cost him for the 11th free because Declarer could squeeze him for the spades and the clubs. But
they still
if
have,
he
they
roughed
still
a
have a
diamond,
diamond to lose also. So
He had to rough a
is-
diamond. He had to
rough a diamond and hearts, yeah, playing the hearts.
Right, exactly. So here they're just going to take, they'll take their pitch and give up a spade and make 4.
This line was a little dangerous if hearts were 4-1, right?
Yeah, it feels like...
I guess clubs would have to be breaking insanely, though, I guess. So
Right. So just drawing trumps kind of guards against some of the 4-1s, and you know that you can always park one thing on the queen of clubs, and you'd need to park two things otherwise. So, yeah, this seems normal and fine. Wow. So we have a new leader now. Denmark picked up another 12 when the other table played in 3 spades on that 3-no doubled hand from a little while ago. The North hand tried 1-no trump over a spade, which is a little ugly. And that kind of warned the opponents that something bad was happening. So East judged very well, at this point to, rather than forced a game, to sort of take the hint from the 1-no trump bid, and bid only 3 spades. So, the combination
you guys,
of... Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, you want to play that this 1-no trump over the 1 major, or even if over 1 minor is like overcall is like 8 to 10 count with some stopper, of course, and this with like triple 3-4 distribution, 6 points. Not a good bid, in my opinion. And yeah, North got his punishment as they stopped in 3 spades.
Exactly. And I mean, Larman did very well to double 3-no at the other table too. But the combination of these things certainly made for a difficult spot. So here we see a kind of a fun problem over a 1-no trump opening, right? As East, do you worry about a club control, or do you just bid key card and club controls be damned, right?
I just bid key card.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, so systemically for me, I actually have a way to theoretically show this, right? I could Texas and bid 5 clubs to say I have basically slam try and I just need help in clubs, right? It's sort of a denial cubid, right?
Yeah, I like those.
But, and it's really only this auction that I play them in. But certainly not everyone has that agreement or has that option, and just bidding keycard feels practical. So.
I mean, you could Texas and bid 4 spades if you weren't playing kickback and see if partner bids 5 clubs.
Sure.
That wouldn't be a horrible auction if you didn't have the exciting Kaplan methods.
Yes. Well, I'm working to make some of my things more mainstream. I've had pretty good success with suggesting random things and random partnerships. I was talking, Steve Weinstein was on yesterday, and we were talking about defense to precision 2 diamonds, and the treatment that I normally play that I don't think I came up with, but certainly seems to have become very standard. And playing that 2 diamonds, 3 of a major is that major in diamonds, and 3 clubs is a good 3 diamond bid, and so on. So here, they're probably, they might not claim right away, because if you can rough out the spade suit, especially with South having pitched a spade, you probably you might be able to get 2 pitches from the spade suit for 2 diamonds, and then you take a club finesse or something. But you're a little short on entries for all of this, so I would think that Declarer will probably just take basically claim, right? Because even if you play ace king and rough a spade, you still you have 2 pitches. Oh no, I guess that's true actually. If you play ace king and rough a spade, you have the pitch on the king for a club, and then you have 2 additional pitches. So yeah, you basically test the spades, and when they don't cooperate, you say okay, 12 tricks.
Yeah.
Yes, and indeed, West claimed. Perhaps they, based on the way that they describe this claim here, that it says it will only lose the ace of diamonds, maybe a small missed opportunity to torture the opponents, but so here we have another 1-0, 3-0, and this time East is on lead with their own. They don't have a great hand, but they do have their own 5-card suit, right? So they're short in both majors, so they know partner probably has at least one of those majors, and but they do have a 5-card suit, and so at least for me, I would lead a diamond here. I think I think it's Kit that framed it as. I look in my hand for a 5-card suit, and if I don't find one, then I look in partner's hand for a 5-card suit, and try to find one there.
Yes. Unfortunately, partner's the Jack of Hearts short today of this being a brilliant lead, right?
Yes, right, exactly. Like if partner had the Jack of Hearts, this would have actually been
Ace Jack 8 would have been enough.
Yeah,
Ace Jack 8.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Exactly. But
partner needs the 8 as well.
Right. I mean, and West might have considered ducking this heart, both because they don't really want to be on lead right now, and because it sort of keeps communication open, so that if partner were to get on lead before I win my ace of spades, maybe we can clear the heart suit, right? So a quick update.
East West don't play Rusino or anything from length, do they?
I don't believe so. Let's see.
They did, then probably you would be winning.
No, it does not look like they do.
Doesn't. Okay.
So
just wanted to make sure that we didn't.
Yes. Yeah. So a quick U16 update. The USA2 did wind up losing their match to Poland. Poland prevailed by 45 imps. So well done to Poland, and still
well done, USA.
Well, what's that?
And well done, USA2.
Yes, absolutely.
The entire
absolutely.
event.
So they'll be probably, I'm sure, a little bit sad for a little while, but silver medal is still very much something to be proud of. So
yeah,
and USA1 is leading Estonia still, by what looks to be 97 to 84. So still a little bit close. That the USA1 Estonia match still has 4 comparisons to come in. So yeah.
By the way, you spoke a bit about Poland winning. I remember me in 2014, we went to play in New York, also nationals on the side, and we played the first under 20 World Championship. We finished second. We were like only 6 teams, and Poland finished first. And I don't know if you guys knew that, but in Poland, almost in every school they teach bridge, just like as math and each and other lesson. So that's why they're so huge in bridge for the young generations.
I mean, it makes a lot of sense. That and is really, that really is how exactly how you get more people into the game. When it's a norm, and when people have friends and have sort of some common ground there, it's really quite helpful.
Yeah.
So there was a question in chat. So people that are tuning in that might not know, we just put on a large fundraiser. We started a fund last year. Actually, Alex Kolesnik and Zach Grosak came to me last summer needing some money to send the USBF kids that wanted to go to the transnationals. And Robert Todd helped set up a fund at the Educational Foundation called the Spark Fund that's for money for programs for kids in the age groups of 17 to 31 in North America. And the foundation holds the money and gives out grants for different programs. So they're looking into doing programs for young adults across North America. You asked how it was being used for USBF. Robert, I forget exactly how much money you gave the USBF last year, but it was about maybe 30,000, I think, approximately.
30, yes. Our primary was funding kids going to Italy for the World Championships. So about that much.
Yep. And then this year, the Rona team, the second Rona team for the USBF, money was used out of that. So again, it's people do grants with the US, and they do that to the Educational Foundation, and then the Educational Foundation gives out the money. And again, it's earmarked for programs in that group, but it's not just the USBF programs, it's beginning bridge programs, it's engaging young adults in bridge. Robert, you can speak more as you're on the Educational Foundation board,
Yeah.
but it's a wider reaching. It's not just for the USBF program, but it is also used for the USBF.
Yeah.
Can write a grant against it.
Yes. And
I hope that answers your question, Adam. So, and we raised about $70,000 last month. So thank you everyone that participated, because the majority of the people here in the chat, I know, were part of it, either donating time or donating money. So thank you guys.
And also thank you for Tracey. She did a tremendous amount of work organizing this event. So thank you very much. Really appreciate that.
And Amber, Amber Lynn, and lots of other people on the team. Michael Berkowitz gave a lot of time this year.
One of the trickier parts about UGraphing this event is some of the most helpful people, for junior bridge, for organization stuff, right, are all playing in this event.
Yes.
Amber and Olivia are who were, of course, very involved in the Spark fundraiser. We're both playing here this week, and yes, it's tricky to have some of the people who are super helpful and actually make things happen actually playing, where you're like, okay, yes, I want to ask them for help, but also like they're playing bridge. So.
And somebody was asking why Adam wasn't here commentating. And I'm sure, Adam has been helping coach there, and he tried to come in on one of them the other day and had some connection issues and problems. So, I'm pretty sure while this is going, he's running around doing lots of things.
This is true. And, it's definitely, there's so many people that I would love to be able to sort of bring up or have on as well, and just sort of depending on the timing and depending on how things go, it always varies. But this is sort of my first attempt at running one of these full shows, so it's learning experience across the board. So here we see.
So on board 8,
another 12. The other table played 4 hearts doubled.
Yes.
So South there chose to. They overcalled, I guess, 2 hearts in a minor, and South, rather than introducing their spades, chose to just bid 4 hearts, which feels, this sort of hand with a long suit, kind of a mediocre hand and a long suit, is something that, your hand really has a ton of playing strength when spades your trump, and not all that much in hearts. And so that was, duly punished today, when, Declare couldn't quite do everything, it seems like. So this 3-0 was a rather dull hand. Declare kind of had a lot of winners, and even though there was a threat of hearts running, there's still not too much there. So let's bounce over to the other room real quick. Here we go. And we will watch them play through these. So we see 4 spades as well, but here Declare has actually gotten rather than getting the king of club lead, the king of heart lead is interesting, because it might make him think that the queen of hearts is offside, and cause him to go wrong there as well. So we the other table finished just 6 boards ahead of the other table, and to Adam's question in the chat, that's not a question for this stream, but we can chat about that another time.
And then we also have Bill Seagraves, who has played with some of the different kids he said Eric and Jeff are very aggressive slam bidders. So
I could definitely believe that. So,
Adam, can we have a look how the bidding went in this vote?
yes, they also chose 3 spades. So,
Mhm.
there's yeah, 3. So this 3 spades, I think, the younger you are, probably the more likely you are to do it. To a point, but it's a marginal. Like 3 spades is certainly a little bit of a swingy choice. And at the same time, perhaps you say, okay, we're doing this, wanting to sort of duplicate the action at the other table, right? Not if you think that the other table is going to open 3, then now all of a sudden it not opening 3 becomes the swingy action in this sort of event. So it's an interesting sort of
Well, this is an interesting lead and creates a different play problem for North South than the club lead.
Am I crazy, or should Declare be entertaining the idea of playing the Queen of Spades at trick 2? Because if the opponents err and win this, right, then I have the 10 of Spades as an entry, and so I have 3 entries to dummy, and I might be able to just rough out the heart suit to pitch my clubs. I don't know. Of course, if the Queen of Spades gets ducked around, I'm in kind of a tough spot. But because I'm having to rough out these clubs with the spade honors anyway, it's not clear that I'm all that.
What if you play the Jack of Hearts and pitch a club at trick 2?
That looks more reasonable for me as well.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see how it works out. First, I like it that he takes his time. To think about the play and the hand.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Queen of Spades is one of those plays that is not theoretically optimal, right? That it kind of relies on a defensive mistake, but that depending on the players and depending on the situation, has actually quite a lot of sort of going for it. I think because it's harder to find these sorts, to find a duck some of the time.
This line of play seems like it's going to run into the same Trump promotion issues, if not worse.
Probably, yes. Well, because he's a little bit short on entries to hand.
Right. He is going to.
And yeah, so to the question in chat, how does North handle West winning the spade ace and continuing another? I think you win and you play for 3-3 hearts, basically. You rough a heart. And
If he finessed the diamond, then we could have maybe made it, right?
Maybe, but it seems like I'm not sure. I'm not sure how I feel about this line. I don't love it, but I sympathize with the fact that it really feels like East led from King Queen of Hearts here, right? The fact that they led from King Doubleton is a little bit of a surprise.
Yeah, unlikely.
But it's still an interesting spot because Declare is now threatening to have these hearts be good, and trumps are now 2-2 around the table, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
it's not over yet.
Right, like the defense has to be careful to perhaps even tap the dummy once to make sure that Declare can't do everything. Right, they can return the Queen of Diamonds here, or if they play a spade and a spade, Declare can make this, right, because he wins the spade and dummy, roughs out the last heart, and has 2 heart pitches for the club.
The club tip.
Right, and even if they return a heart at this point, it's no good. They have to return a club here at this point.
And does that work?
Well, because
rough a heart high.
Yeah, actually, you're right. You're right.
I don't think that works either. I think Declare can make it now.
Yeah. This is true. So this line, I don't think East should be returning a trump here when they can see that there's this threat of hearts being good, and so really what their mind should be going to, okay, how do I make sure that I kill the dummy, right? How do I make sure that declare can't get back to dummy to establish those hearts, right? And the clearest way to do that, in my mind, is to play the queen of diamonds, right? Get rid of their last diamond entry, and now, like they're going to be kind of without an answer, right? And so, assuming even not playing the queen of diamonds, you really when you play a spade, you're kind of helping declare along here. And to the question in chat, a diamond does not work anymore because spades are now splitting 1-1 in remaining. Declare can ruff a heart high and just play a spade to dummy, drawing the last trumps. And so, the defense has figured out to play clubs, but it's going to be too little too late, assuming Declare Adam gets his things right.
Do you only get, if you rough out the hearts, don't you only get 2 heart pitches?
Yes, but you've only lost 2 tricks.
That would still leave you with 2 club losers, right?
Oh, well, you're roughing 1 club, right?
No, you're re-entering the dummy. I'm saying if they had played a diamond back now, if you rough a heart, play a trump to the dummy, you only get 2 heart pitches, so you still have 2 club losers. So a diamond back there would have beaten it, I believe. So
you're right.
And now it makes, right?
Now it should make, yes.
Now it should make.
Yeah.
Yes.
The diamond back
would have defeated it. So
right. Well, but Declarer still has to guess what's going on in the spade suit, right? They're gonna rough this, right? And they have to, and they can see that they have to establish their hearts. And so the question is, do they rough a heart with the 8 of spades, right? Playing for West to just have the 9 of spades, or do they rough a heart with the jack of spades, playing for spades to split, right?
Wow.
And so, that's in and of itself is I'm actually not sure what's right here, right?
The Doubleton heart lead probably would lead you to think maybe they have 3, but
yeah, I mean, I think I would err on the side of playing East for longer spades, meaning that I would rough jack. But
come on, Jack.
Yes.
So you're rooting for us now, Ellie.
I just want it to be exciting.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, and now we do, because this match has swung so far in the other direction at the moment. We share the same interest in having it be exciting now. So Declare will give it some thought. I think he'll probably decide that since they lit from shortness, they're more likely to have spade length, absent any. He doesn't really have much else to go off of.
Right.
So, and with one comparison to come in still, it looks like the USA1 is up 1 imp against Estonia, with one comparison to go. And Estonia has
he played the jack. He played the jack.
Okay, well done. And so now he'll be able to cash the king of spades, drawing the last trumps, happily seeing that they split, and enjoy the 2 heart pitches for 2 club losers. So, very difficult play problem. I'm not quite sure what's right, but Declarer's choices today, at least on this defense, seem to have worked out quite well for them. So, well done.
But going back, guys, if somebody has this kind of play problem, you wouldn't recommend the way he was roughing those low hearts, correct?
I don't
like
think
you
so.
You guys preferred playing the jack of hearts, pushing out the queen.
I think that's the line I would have taken.
It's probably
And
the
Ellie?
line I would. Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. I was just like, both can go either way.
Yeah.
It's not.
Well,
It's
congrats
not
to
clear at all.
US.
So it's not clear at all, and the thing is that Declarer was not probably thinking that East had king and a heart. They were probably thinking East had the king queen of hearts, where
Yes.
now they almost thought that these roughs were perhaps no cost, right? Okay, I'll try to rough out the hearts, and if they're good, great, I'll switch gears to drawing trump. If not, then I'll rough a couple clubs, and at least I'll have taken a few more roughs with my small trumps in hand. And so, I don't think this line is terrible by any means. I'm not sure what's right, but I think it's a tough problem. So I guess everyone in the U.S. should be anxiously mashing the refresh button on the USA Estonia match to see the last comparison come in. But I know I am. But yeah, so this is those were much needed imps for the U.S. to they had lost 4 double-digit swings this set, and so they definitely benefit from having a few back in the correct direction, or at least what I think is the correct direction. We'll have Dennis with us for the next set, so he can counterbalance my
he
bias.
can correct you. Right?
Exactly. So this board, the U.S. has a fairly good result, having gone 1 down and 5 diamonds doubled, with North-South able to make 4 spades, and of course 3 no trump, if such a thing were to be tried, also does not make with diamonds going 4-0. So we will see. The East also chose a diamond opener, and West also chose a pass. It's all very reasonable, and we'll see how it gets handled from here.
By the way, the other table, East bid now redouble, as here Zeeberg chose to be 2 hearts. I pretty much like 2 hearts, to be honest, just to show my hand in 1 bid. As redouble, just like showing points and stuff. So,
yeah, I think 2 hearts is a thoughtful choice, because it gets across that you had a strong jump shift, or a strong reverse with diamonds and hearts, and that that's where you live. And this lets South bid a free 2 spades, and it seems like after this start that they probably will be able to find themselves to 5 diamonds as well.
Would you have bid 2-0 with the West hand here, implying sort of minors, or would you have supported diamonds with 3?
I think I probably am a 3 diamond bidder. I wouldn't be confident that was. I wouldn't be 100% confident that was what 2-0 was. And,
fair enough.
And just partner seems likely to have short clubs,
right?
When the opponent,
when you're avoiding spades and they're short.
Right, like where are all the spades?
Sometimes you're both voiding spades.
So from our audience, they say that the last board was a push board. So it looks like USA1 is going to bag the bronze in the U16.
Okay.
And
excited.
hopefully, I know that Joe Stokes has given them the Zoom links, and they're welcome to come on in. We would love to bring them onto the broadcast if they're up for it.
Definitely. So here we see South chose to pass over 5 diamonds. If they're not in a forcing pass, perhaps this is understandable. But with the South hand having bid 2 spades freely and heard partner bid 4 spades, I probably would be inclined to double just to prevent partner from trying to take any more action. And here North, having heard partner bid 2 spades freely and then pass over 5 diamonds, has to be thinking that 5 spades is almost a 2-way shot, right? They might be making it, and if they're not making it, they might have been making 5 diamonds.
Yeah, I think so. I will add something, like if North want to create a forcing pass situation, he should bid 4 diamond instead of just jumping to 4 spades, right?
Yes.
So for me, pass over 4 diamond seems reasonable, and that's not should be a forcing pass situation.
Yeah, I don't think it should be, but I think I might still choose to double as South, just because I really don't want partner bidding out, right? I have a slow diamond trick and a pretty sort of
nothing else.
Exactly.
Yeah,
like I really don't want partner bidding out, and I would be pretty inclined to double with South. And now, it looks like both tables will have, will probably finish one down in their contracts because, today with spades going 2-0 offside, Declare just has 3 losers they can't really get around. So this will be
on this lead in particular, right?
Yes, that is true. That is true. On
If
a
they
diamond
11
lead, Declare could theoretically
can't get off the dummy on a diamond lead. I guess you'd have to get a club lead, right?
Right. You really would need a club lead to be able to do it. So yes, there was a push in the push is, I guess, final now, posted online for the last board. So USA1 prevails by 1 imp against Estonia in the bronze match there.
Woohoo! Congratulations to them.
So yes, very good comeback, a very good showing, and so we'll have a bronze and a silver medal from the U16.
So over on BBO, Peter Lund wrote down like the 5 level belongs to the opponents. When do you break that rule?
When it belongs to
So that's
me.
the thing is
when it
now South, yeah. So South with the 4 diamonds to the Jack 9.
Yeah, I agree with Adam that I would have doubled with the South hand in fear that having made a free bid and passing this around to partner's almost certainly voiding diamonds and going to bid 5 spades. So I think I have to save partner from themselves here. I've made my free bid not on values. And I have no reason to believe we're making 5 spades. So.
No reason to believe we're making 4, but
yeah. So.
And if we want to compete to the 5 level, we want more than 8 cards fit, right? Like 9, even 10 cards fit to compete to the 5 level. Mm-hmm. And we need some distributions as well, like voids, singletons, and etc.
Yes.
Yeah.
And some high card points.
Yeah, that part's optional.
Yeah. Well, thank you, everybody. I have to run, but it's been an exciting morning.
Yes.
I hope
Thank you for joining us, Robert.
Thanks, everyone.
Good luck with your course
Robert.
today.
Thanks. Yep.
Okay. Bye.
Yes.
Bye.
See ya. Okay. Awesome. So then we'll have perhaps
space and room for U16 team to
right,
come
exactly.
in.
That's what I was going to say. Is it's actually kind of perfect because then we can have the U16s pop in if they are available and feel like it.
So anybody out in the audience, Joe, you can let them know that the U16 teams can just pop in whenever they want to. So
yes, they're cleared for landing. So so Declare is perhaps thinking about, hey, should I be trying to get to my hand to take a spade finesse, or should I, let's say by playing ace and ruff a club, or should I just bang ace of spades and hope to drop the king and have them be 1-1. And I think honestly, here, even though they haven't bid clubs, it's a question of whether East can have a spade void and West having the king of spades. I think probably I would just bang ace of spades. But
yeah, me too. It's unlikely as West passed 1 diamond.
Yeah. But you could imagine that East has king and has, let's say, king third of clubs in the same hand, right? And a spade void, and West passed with something like king third, 3 low, 3 low, 4 low, or 5 low, or whatever it is. That's also very much in the game.
Mm-hmm. The danger now is that the king spade is stiff, maybe. No.
Right. The danger is that East is 1-1 with a stiff king of spades, right? But East doesn't seem like East is likely to be 1-1 since
exactly.
They only have 4 hearts and West did raise diamonds, so it really feels like East is 4-6 in the red suits, meaning that this club play is kind of low risk, right? And that then you can play a spade, and if it goes low, then you start thinking and sort of trying to decide what you're going to do, right?
Yeah, but after the ace of club, we saw the jack. We know that it's probably like either king jack or Steve jack. So there is like no problem taking off the ace of spade now and start cross roughing the hand and playing four spades to be 1-1 even.
Yeah.
And actually, the contract looks nice. I mean, you just need spades to behave well, and you make it, right? So
Right.
unlucky
It's
again.
not the worst thing in the world, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
By the way, are they in some time rush or something? Because as I can see, they're only in board number 10. They got four
yeah,
more boards to play. And
I was just looking at that actually because I was like, wait, where's my like 30 minutes in between sessions where I get to go like have breakfast, and we'll see. We'll hang around here, and I'm guessing that yes, they are definitely in a time rush, and because yeah, they have this and four more boards, which is like not, you know. And this segment, I believe, is supposed to be finished in right around 10 minutes from now. So I'm not quite sure whether, you know, I would hope that they will let them play the boards and
for
not
sure,
pull
yeah.
them. But, you know, it's also, you know, yeah, this table is definitely, I mean, I'm not sure what East is really, East can't be thinking about roughing low. So, or I certainly hope they aren't. Um, so, you know, I would imagine there's not really much reason to be roughing this, right? They have their spade trick, so, you know, seems okay. All right. I don't think there's, you know, there's no, you're always getting that spade trick, so there's really no reason to rough necessarily, unless I guess they were thinking that maybe they can give partner, you know, maybe partner has the jack of spades.
Yeah, that's nice.
Uppercut them. Okay. That's fair, but yeah. So that's the end of that. There's 9 imps to Denmark.
So we have a comment in the chat that the other table had bridge speed running trailblazer Sam Pack. So
that is true. But yeah, I mean, this table is unusually slow. I will say that. In that, you know, usually by this time of the day, we're almost finished or a board, you know, a board away. So 4 to go.
and I'm just checking in on the other matches. So U26 on view graph, I'm not checking in on the results just in case people are watching, and I don't like to ruin that. U16 is not being shown, but it's Netherlands is up 106 to Singapore's 74.
Wow.
And then in the other U26, we have Poland up 83 over France 62. And in the U31, France is 132 over Belgium's 85.
Okay. That sounds like Singapore came back a lot this set, because I think the Singapore-Netherlands match was a bit of a blowout up until perhaps this set.
It was almost 60. Now it's like almost 30 or something. So yeah.
Yeah. So Singapore had a strong
bit.
third set, and Singapore certainly knows how to do the whole come from behind and just squeak in thing. So that's their special.
And yeah. And for people that are just tuning in, we'll be back here for the last match of the U21s, and we're going to have Dennis Bilde joining us from Denmark to give us some insight on the Danish team. And Gavin Wolpert's going to be there for the first half, and Steve Weinstein is coming back. So all-star lineup for that last final match and watching the U21s play.
Yes. It should be fun. And here we see North choosing Puppet Stamen with, you know, trying rather than just bidding regular Stamen, trying to get to that 5-3 fit as well. So this should probably be duplicated, and you know, again, kind of a flat 4 hearts. The last set should start at 11 a.m. Eastern. Given that this table is as far behind as they are, though, that might, like, I would imagine it'll probably start just a few minutes after that. Although I'm not certain on that. So
it looks
Yes. So
Like one of the moms are coming in from, she's muted though.
yes.
Hi, it's Stacey Bogey from New York.
Hi. Welcome.
Oh,
Welcome. This,
yeah. Do you have the kids with you?
No,
Are
I'm
you
in New York, Jackson, Amsterdam with his father. So I'm just
Aha.
saying hello because you invited me to the Zoom and I just thought I'd
Oh,
say,
yes.
Yes. So
Yeah,
so
the link, was for the kids if they
okay,
wanted to come in from to yeah, to give
okay,
us
so I'm
some
gonna,
yes.
insights of their final match. If you want to let them know that we're ready, they can pop in at any time. That would be great. But
okay,
thanks for
thank you.
coming in.
Take
Yes.
care.
Thanks,
Thank you
Tracy.
again.
Thank you.
Bye
Bye-bye.
bye.
Thank you. And tell Jack congrats. Okay. So we'll have all sorts of fun surprises popping in that lower screen.
Maybe
So
we could ask her, like, how is it like to growing up a child who's playing for the under 16 team, and like, what's the sacrifices needed from her and from him to be there?
yes,
That's for you for next time.
yes, exactly. No, I have to be prepared. But yes,
Yeah.
those are all good questions and all very very valid ones. So yes. So here this 4 hearts should be like the defense can cache a couple things, but it shouldn't take too long, I would think. Like, aha. Here we go. And so we have. Yes, you are unmuted.
Hi,
everybody.
guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, Brian, how are you?
Hi.
Gallery view.
Congrats. So
Thanks.
can you do us a favor, Brian? Do you want to one at a time let us know what team are you guys on, and introduce each other?
Oh,
So it's
Yes,
how
so yeah,
about your coach in the background, maybe? Is that Will in the back?
Yeah.
And
this is
congratulations.
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Everyone's happy right now. I'm Will Watson, and I've worked with them for a couple years. They've been great, and today has been a tough weekend, but they held together.
Yeah, so
Yes.
this is for everybody watching. This is our bronze medalist. Congrats, guys. That's really awesome. So can you tell us the last couple of boards and what that was like?
Oh yeah. So like we were in a pretty winning position and then we lost a swing. We were only up by 2. Then we lost on the
Second and last board.
we lost
Second
it
and
in.
last board. We lost it in. We were both in 4 hearts, and
No,
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 no.
3 hearts.
Oh, okay. Well,
Six,
it's
five.
both in game.
Okay.
One was 420. One was
So
460.
anyways,
620.
we're up by 13. We lost 11 imps with 3 boards to go, and there are 3 fairly flat boards.
The slam is a push.
It was nail biting. There's a slam, which was a push, and games which were over tricks.
And
1 in.
yeah. And so
And just
it came onto the last board where I think it was something like basically if you there's a spade guess where you can make it where you can finesse either direction, but the way that you would usually finesse it because to protect your hearts, because you don't want to finesse it to the danger hand works, and that should be the way you finesse. But then we were all worried that they would just cash out 9 tricks because they had 9 top tricks.
Well, they let us spade, so.
Yeah, the spade from queen third, which just solved their guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Brian, do you want to send that over to me, that hand, your little write-up, and I'll put it up on our social media page for everybody to look at.
All right, Brian. Let's
So-
go. Brian.
Wait, what? I'm not
go,
involved.
Brian.
I'm not involved.
No, or you got, my contact information. That's the only reason I was saying to Brian, because he can send it in. But
I can talk to people about that. I
yeah.
have your con-
Yes. Somebody's blocking the camera on the top there. I don't know if it's a hand
that's a lot
or
of
Yes, there we go.
Put it there.
So you guys, do you want to introduce each other and how old you are and where you're from
I'm Brian.
and who your partner is?
Hey. I'm Brian. I'm 12. My partner's Andrew, and we're both stupid. Yeah.
And where are you guys from?
I'm in California. He's in Texas. Former California.
California.
Reformed California.
Yes.
11. Hey,
I'm Caden. I'm 14. this is my last year in U16, so I'm glad we just won.
Yeah.
Yay.
Awesome.
And who's your partner, Caden?
Charlie. Here you go, Charlie.
Hello.
Help! He's also Andrew's brother.
I'm 13.
He's Andrew's brother.
I'm from Texas.
I'm from.
Okay.
I'm Eric. I'm 14 years old, and my. I'm Eric. I'm 14 years old, and my partner is Jeff, who is 12 years old.
Hello, I'm 12. My name
Both
is
from Massachusetts.
Okay. Hi, guys.
Me and Eric are both stupid.
Okay. Congratulations.
Yes, you
So
are.
now, what are you guys going to do now that you've won? Are your parents taking you to Disneyland?
No, they're taking us to Antarctica.
I think they promised us unlimited candy.
Oh yeah.
They totally promised us.
Yeah.
Unlimited
Yeah, this is
candy.
recorded on camera, so you better do it.
It's true. We will have a record of this. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're gonna take it.
Well,
and then
Will, is there anything else you'd like to say about the
Um,
last week with the kids?
No, they've worked hard. Yesterday, we had a lot of bad luck, and it was just heartbreaking. And so we had a lot of bad luck today in the second,
Yeah. I mean,
third.
me and Andrew, mainly we were kind of throwing.
But yeah, there was some bad bridge in the second, third, but there's also a lot of bad luck, and so it's
Yeah.
good that they held on. And
Jeff and Eric had a lot of bad luck. We just had a lot of bad skill.
Well, clearly, clearly not enough, seeing as you just won a bronze medal. So, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
How many days have you guys now all played bridge, and how is that feeling after that many days?
This is like our 12th.
Yeah.
This is down.
Yeah, the 6 are 10, right?
Played like
Yeah. We both pushed on this. Yeah.
maybe that much.
We pushed on.
Thousands a lot.
No, they might have. They played the parents.
Oh, you have 1,000.
They also played the parents.
Yes.
remember?
Probably. Yeah. You
yeah,
did.
Eric and the European Junior Championship was before, and Eric and Jeff were here for that.
Right. So that's like almost
Schedule.
2.5 weeks of bridge.
Yeah, the schedule was fairly light. There was 48 boards during the round robin and 42 boards during the knockout.
Yeah, like
per day.
they have less during the
So-
knockout, which is
U16 only has 3
And
segments.
since we had 3 pairs, they weren't playing. They're playing 2/3 of those, so it was a fairly light schedule. They've been playing goulash, enough bridge after the matches.
Yeah. And for the record, I still suck at strategy.
Okay.
Yes. So
Well, thank you guys.
How has it been for you guys, sort of balancing training and practicing for this with school and life and everything else? How has that been for you?
I feel like I'm not doing a lot of extracurriculars, so I'm usually pretty much free. But I've been traveling a lot in the summer, so I had to miss like a month of training. I was in China.
Japan and Korea. Oh yeah, I missed a lot of training. I missed quite a bit of training.
Yeah, Brian's in the debate. He's very sweaty.
Also,
Very
he-
No, I am not. No, I am not.
He also keeps entering these silly bridge tournaments.
Oh yeah.
yeah, like what is a regional?
What's a sectional? I
haven't been to one.
Definitely.
Oh, I forgot my multi. But screw that. We don't need it anymore.
Multi juice.
Okay.
It's true. You. So this is. I guess you guys are finished for the tournament now, and
Yeah.
so yes. So great showing this week, and looking forward to.
No, you're
being
not.
able to-
No, you're not.
Well, thank you guys for coming in and joining us.
Okay, you're welcome.
And congratulations on the bronze, guys. And if the other U16 wants to come in, let them know. We would love to see them as well. I don't know if they're around.
Should we go get them?
Yes,
That would be great. If you if they can
open
enter
invitation
here, that
if
would
they
be
would like, like if they would like. I know that having just lost the final match, they might not necessarily want to come hang out on stream and be with happy people right now. I know that when I
Yes.
was in that spot, the last thing in the world I wanted was to be around anybody who did not just want to like crawl into the hole of the center of the earth for a good hour and a half afterwards. But you know, everybody handles it differently, and you know, certainly the silver is still a fantastic result. So, you know, nothing to be
Yep.
too
As
sad
somebody's saying in chat, it's always happier after winning the bronze than the silver.
Yes.
So.
Well, right. It's sort of it's about, you know, the most recent win.
Yeah.
Right. And
yeah.
Yes. So, but yeah. So this table is still technically the match is supposed to start back in 15 minutes, and they are still have this board and one more. You know, and I guess happily these boards are on the duller side, right? There's not.
Yeah.
You know,
and no spoilers, Adam.
I'm gonna try hard not to. I mean, I don't have any spoilers for this because this is, you know, still going on. But yes. So in any case, I guess we might wind up just running. Yeah, the view graph delay is 15 minutes. So theoretically, this round should have been finished, I believe, 5 minutes ago. So they're pretty far over time at this point, and I don't know whether they're giving any sort of penalties in the knockout phase. Maybe someone in chat knows.
Yeah, I guess like only if one side is like called the director on the other side, so maybe there is like a penalty. But otherwise, like if both sides were thinking, I mean, which penalty can they can give? Like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Like I mean, I guess you could give both sides a 10 penalty, right? And it's just a you know, symbolic thing. But yeah, this is where yeah, like you know, some of these timing issues are tricky. So, you know, I think you know, here, like this one should be fast at least. Declarer will lead up to their spade a second time, get the good news, and that should probably put an end to it. I guess East might get squeezed in the minors as they did in the other room, but yeah, this should not hopefully take too long, and the last board as well is not too bad. So, all right, so. Are they going to? Are we still going to have more U16s coming through and whatnot, or?
I don't know. So
Okay.
I mean, it's Sarah's phone is there, and it looks like
Yes.
Will is kind of walking around, like maybe.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens. And again, we are dealing with under 16 with a lot of emotions. Adam's been there before himself, so he's
I have.
being very, you know, if the kids want to come in and talk to us, we would love to have them. And if they're not feeling up for it, we understand as well. So
Yes, I can tell you that I would not. I was, at least when I was there, I was not feeling up to it. Like if you tried to put me in front of a camera, I would have grabbed the camera and probably thrown it at you. So.
Well, you're a very passionate person, Adam.
Yes.
So
And right, exactly. And I, you know, I like to win, and you know, yes. So it's yeah, it's definitely it's a tough one. But here, you know, it's been great to be able to follow both, you know, all of these teams and to have, you know, such good action. So. All right. So it looks like Declare will, in fact, assuming they don't just cash out here as they're doing, it looks like they missed out on a chance for a squeeze. But I guess
I guess.
Oh no, actually, so because West returned a low heart, right? They didn't rectify the count for it.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. They tried exiting
wow.
a heart.
Now just makes.
Yeah. So they were trying to end play somebody to lead away from their diamonds, but in fact they end played them with winners, which is less advisable. So.
And another 2 apes for Denmark.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Aha, there we go.
So
Hi
it
guys.
looks like we have the kids.
Yes.
Hey,
Yes. So
how are you guys?
Hi. Wait, are we still here?
yes. Sorry about today, but awesome showing this week, and you guys will have many more chances to win gold as well. And huge congrats on the silver though. It's been great to see you guys doing so well this week.
Maybe you guys take the camera a bit down so we can see your faces.
Yeah.
Yes, we see your hair very well. Exactly. There we go.
Perfect. And do you guys want to introduce yourselves again to the rest of the audience? And congratulations yesterday on winning and being in contention for the gold today. And, you know, it's pretty exciting to have the silver as well. So thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
And
I'm Ethan Durman. I'm partners with.
I'm Daniel Bailoff, and he's my partner. We're partners.
I'm Jack
Avery,
Avery,
yeah.
get it. Sorry.
Yeah. And do you guys want to say where you're from and who your partner is, where you're from? How long have you been playing bridge?
So I'm from Baltimore, Maryland. I've been playing bridge for coming up on 4 years now. It really I started taking it seriously at the beginning of COVID, and I'm partners with him.
Yeah. I'm from Walla Walla, Washington. I've been playing bridge for about 10 years now. Seriously, since COVID, and me and Ethan just started our partnership in January, so we've come a long way since then.
I'm from New York City, and I've been playing bridge for I think 6 years now. But I only really started taking it seriously around the time of the Providence NABC, so a little more than a year ago. And I'm partners with Avery, who is here. Avery, introduce yourself.
I'm Avery. I've been playing for about 10 years, and I've been taking it seriously for about as long as he has.
We've sort of been playing together on and off for a long time, but it's a recent thing that's become quite serious. Yeah.
Awesome. Well,
So are you guys jazzed for next year? So you guys were U16 this year. Who's going to be able to compete in U16 next year? Or are you guys moving into the next categories?
We're all U21.
We're all too old.
Okay.
So,
we'll have a very strong U21 team though, which is great. So
yes.
Very, very, very happy you guys could join. And how has this week been for you in terms of quality of competition? Are you ready to collapse and go home and sleep for a week, or?
Yeah, the week we started off kind of slow, and then we really started to pick it up. So the week it's been really fun, and I am ready to collapse when I get home and go sleep for a while.
Yeah, me too, for sure.
Yeah, it was also really stressful because after day 2 we were dead last, and it was just so draining to just all the work we've put in to even qualify. And then when we were playing the second seed, it was still it's just been so stressful this week. I'm ready to collapse.
Yeah.
So how was the turnaround then? How did you guys get from that kind of space you were in to coming all the way through and then beating the other team to come in for the silver or gold medal today?
So Jack and Avery have been playing excellently all week, right from the get-go. Ethan and I had a very rough start. It's our first time playing together in person. But then we started to find our rhythm, and then things turned around drastically after that.
Yeah, no, sometimes it takes a day or two. Have you guys played have you played a world championship before, or is this your first?
No, this is all of our
everyone's
first
first.
times.
Okay, amazing. So
so the nerves the first few days, you guys kind of have to get over that a little bit, right?
Yes, definitely.
So I was in your exact same shoes for the US trials.
Yes.
So I played in the mixed. Same thing.
I guess outside of bridge, how are you finding sort of balancing bridge with everything else that you're doing, and just in training for this and so on?
Yeah, so I mean, for me, I've been playing bridge a lot since I was getting ready for trials. I was actually on a team with Daniel was my teammate, and we were in the match you guys are commentating now. Sam and Michael were our teammates for trials, and 2 other kids who aren't here. And so leading into that, I was playing super hard, and then we came 3rd for U21 trials, so we didn't quite make it. So when we got put on the U16 team, I just kept going hard. So it's really been almost a full year for me now of just going super, super hard.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, I sort of bridge has become a really big part of my life since we've been practicing for Worlds. I find it quite hard to balance it with other activities actually, but I think as a high school student you have to learn eventually, and I think I've sort of managed. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah. Finding bridge balance is always hard because when you play sports, it's like that's like 2 hours and then 7 hours at school, and then your partner lives on the other coast, so it's way too late for him. And then, but just like trying to squeeze in just talking about hypothetical hands or just like bidding sessions just for like an hour helps a lot. And so that's what you kind of have to do when you're so busy.
And one of our audience members says that Jack and Avery just won the NABC Flight C recently.
That's true.
Yeah, we won.
Yes.
We won GNTs with it was actually one of the Rona team members was on our team also, and that was a really wonderful experience. That was also behind screens, which I think was really nice to have some practice before the Worlds because I had never played with screens before.
Okay. So
yes, awesome.
Congrats on that as well.
So, anything else you all want to share or want to say? I think we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. And I'm going to guess that because this the table we've been watching has been a little bit behind, we'll probably like jump into the fourth set in like just a couple minutes. In fact, I may even stay live because might as well. So, anything else you all want to share?
I want to thank our captain, Kent Minyoki, who's been absolutely excellent, super supportive, just everything you could ask for in a captain.
Yeah, I don't think we could have done this without him. He was really amazing in teaching us and supporting us and helping us when we were here. It's just, he's been wonderful.
Is he around at all? Because the audience is wondering where your coach is.
Not want to join us.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he wanted this to be our experience, but yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. Well, I'm very glad you all were able to come by and join. Congrats again. Amazing showing this week. And
thanks for having us.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Bye. All right. We'll see you all later. I think I may actually just leave the stream live, and I think Steve and Gavin should be in just a couple minutes. Dennis should be as well. I'm gonna, I guess. Let's see.
Okay. Thanks, Will.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Will, and very glad to be able to get players in here live. So great job this week, and yeah.
Bye.
All right. Bye, Will. Okay.
Okay.
Cool. So.
And thank you, Ellie.
Yes.
For coming and helping.
Been great to have you this week, and should have hopefully Gavin, Steve, and Dennis in a moment. And
you're gonna have a lot of fun, so enjoy.
Yes,
and,
thank you.
See you later, and
all
good
right,
luck.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay.
We'll
Thank
see
you.
See you in a bit.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Okay.
So, Adam, you might want to cut it just so that you can label it properly in Twitch, and then us restart, and we can all go get something to eat. Get something.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna.
Here's Gavin.
Right. Okay. I'm gonna cut it here. Okay. And
just so we can label it.